Hi, welcome back. It's Friday, November 20th. We made it to the end of another week of school, virtual school. So I'm here today with our read aloud for today. We've been talking about summarizing and synthesizing. Summarizing again means that you're kind of thinking about the big idea. What's the story about? That big picture that the author wants you to get out of a story or a book. And then synthesizing is maybe asking yourself questions, formulating those ideas in your mind about the story along the way. Today, I have a really funny book to share with you. It's called Goldilocks and the Three Dinosaurs, and it's a spin off of Goldilocks and the Three Bears. There are some similarities, but a lot of really funny differences. This is probably my favorite book I've read this week. It's by the author Mo Willems, and if you've ever read any of his books, they're really good, and I would recommend looking them up because he's a really funny writer, and I found that to be true today. So here we go, Goldilocks and the Three Dinosaurs. Once upon a time, there were three dinosaurs: Papa Dinosaur, Mama Dinosaur, and some other dinosaur who happened to be visiting from Norway. One day, for no particular reason, the three dinosaurs made up their beds, positioned their chairs just so, and cooked 3 bowls of delicious chocolate pudding at varying temperatures. "Oh boy," said Papa Dinosaur in his booming voice. "It's finally time to leave and go to the someplace else." "Yes," continued Mama Dinosaur. "I sure hope no innocent little succulent child happens by our unlocked home while we are someplace else." Then the other dinosaur made a loud noise that sounded like a big evil laugh, but was probably just a polite Norwegian expression. The three dinosaurs went someplace else and were definitely not hiding in the woods waiting for an unsuspecting kid to come by. Sure enough, 5 minutes later, a poorly supervised girl named Goldilocks came traipsing along. Just then, the forest boomed with what could have been a dinosaur yelling, "Gotcha!" But I'm pretty sure it was just the wind. The loud noise was immediately followed by another loud noise that sounded like, "Be patient, Papa Dinosaur. The trap is not yet sprung." But that could have been a falling rock or a squirrel. And if you can see the sign down here, it says 0.2 miles to trap. And then they've crossed it out and put very nice house. Either way, Goldilocks was not the type of little girl who listened to anyone or anything. For example, Goldilocks never listened to warnings about the dangers of barging into strange, enormous houses. So as soon as Goldilocks came across a strange, enormous house, she barged right in. Inside, Goldilocks immediately smelled the 3 bowls of delicious chocolate pudding. Said Goldilocks, "that chocolate pudding smells delicious. If only I could get all the way up to the top of that counter." Then Goldilocks noticed a very tall ladder that just happened to be there and certainly wasn't left on purpose. Goldilocks climbed up the ladder and found herself face to face with 3 gigantic bowls of chocolate pudding. The first bowl of chocolate pudding was too hot, but Goldilocks ate it all anyway because, hey, it's chocolate pudding, right? The second bowl of chocolate pudding was too cold, but who cares about temperature when you've got a big bowl of chocolate pudding? Not her. The third bowl of chocolate pudding was just right, but Goldilocks was on such a roll by now, she hardly noticed. Soon, Goldilocks was stuffed like one of those delicious chocolate-filled little girl bonbons, which, by the way, are totally not the favorite thing in the whole world for hungry dinosaurs. Tired and groggy, Goldilocks noticed 3 chairs in the living room, so she climbed down the ladder and walked out of the kitchen. The first chair was too tall. The second chair was too tall. But the third chair was too tall. Goldilocks wasn't going to climb that high just to sit in some chair, so she hiked over to the bedroom. When she got there, Goldilocks noticed that the beds were also gigantically big. "What is going on around here?" groaned the exhausted girl. "The bears that live here must be nuts." Bears? Just then, the room filled with a loud, booming noise that was either a passing truck or a dinosaur gloating. "A few more minutes and she'll be asleep. Delicious chocolate-filled little girl. Bonbons are yummier when they're rested." Even a little girl who never listens to anyone or anything had to hear that. Goldilocks took a minute to stop and think, which was longer than she was used to stopping and thinking. And she reads the sign. "Home, sweet dinosaur, home." "Hey," she told herself, "this isn't some bear's house. This is some dinosaur's house." Say what you like about Goldilocks, but she was no fool. As quickly as she could, she ran to the back door and got out of there. Just then a loud plane flew by, which sounded pretty much like a trio of dinosaurs yelling, "Now!" or "Charge!" or the Norwegian expression for "Chewy bonbon time!" Suddenly, and completely coincidentally, the 3 dinosaurs rushed through the front door. But they were too late. Look, the other door's open. Goldilocks was gone, and all that was left in the house were 3 disappointed dinosaurs. The end. And the moral of the story is, if you ever find yourself in the wrong story, leave. You see Goldilocks. She left the dinosaur's house. She found the bears to get to the right story. And the moral for dinosaurs is, lock the back door. They missed their chance, didn't they, to get Goldilocks? And that is the end of Goldilocks and the 3 dinosaurs. Pretty funny story. So again, to summarize this, it was a lot like Goldilocks and the 3 bears, just a different spin, made it a little funnier, and to kind of see how Mo Willems took that classic story and turned it into something of his own, and changed a few things up along the way. So that's kind of the summary, that big idea. Kind of makes you think a little bit about just the messages, as far as what the dinosaurs were doing. They were wanting to get that treat, and Goldilocks was not going to have it. She figured out a way to get away. And so yeah, just a different spin on a fairy tale that we all like and enjoy a lot. Pretty funny. Look it up. Or look up Mo Willems and see if you can find any other stories, either on Epic or maybe YouTube, and you can kind of see how he changes up a story or adds his own humor to it. So that's all for today. Have a wonderful day. It's Friday, so have a wonderful weekend, and we'll see you later. Bye.